Hey guys, we're gonna go through a little workout this morning, but first I have to invite Clay. Hey, what's up, Clay?
Conrad, what's up, buddy?
Not much, man.
How you doing?
How you feeling today?
All set up. I'm great, man. I mean, have a little injury,
headphones.
but excited
Right
to.
2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here with you and get this day and week started off right.
All right, guys. So we are here with Optimum Nutrition, and we're starting the Better Than Before campaign. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Conrad Lewis. I am a fitness instructor, typically based out of New York City. Right now, I'm displaced in Lake Tahoe, where the sun hasn't even risen yet, and I'm joined by my buddy, Clay Harbor. You may know Clay from reality TV or from the gridiron. Look at this guy, he's massive.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm excited to be here with you today, Conrad. I think this is a great thing Optimum Nutrition's doing. It's a big public service. It's been such a tough time for everyone. I'm really excited to be a part of this Better Than Before campaign and to be able to kick off this exciting week and day of events Optimum has scheduled. And especially excited to be here with you. I'm familiar with your work, man. You're a great trainer, and I think this is great. It's going to be good. It's going to be good for a lot of people to get started and get back on track with fitness.
100%, man. So what we've done here at Optimum is we've surveyed representative Americans to try and figure out how we as a brand can better serve you guys. And in doing that, we have found that most of you, 86%, want to be more active, and you felt that during the pandemic you haven't been as active as you wanted to be. So we put together this week of programming. It's called Better Than Before, and we have an eclectic variety of programs to help keep you active. In addition to that, a third of you guys have said that you're struggling with motivation to stay active. So in light of that, Clay and I are going to lead you guys through a 30-minute workout routine.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's that's why we're here, and it's about motivation and getting this week kicked off with a heart pumping workout. Get a good workout, a good week. I know, like Conrad said, a lot of us haven't been as active as we've wanted to. Gyms have been closed. Obviously, it's tougher to get into workout sessions, get a good trainer, because it's just less available right now. So I think the best thing for us to do is to just try to stay on track and keep competing against yourself, that version of you that was, sitting on the couch and trying, starting off hot with these home workouts and really having a chance to get back on track, like you said. And really excited to get this workout in with you and do what I can. I unfortunately had a workout accident myself, but excited to get this one going.
Absolutely. And so you guys can see Clay has a broken hand. So we're going to try and focus this workout primarily to the legs and the abdomen. Now listen, this is not custom tailored to one specific individual. So if we're doing something that's maybe a little too aggressive, go ahead and just back off of it a little bit. You don't have to do the same amount of reps. If we're doing explosive movements and you're starting to feel pain in a joint or a part of your body that just feels a little unusual, again, go at your own pace. There's nothing more sidelining for your fitness goals than an injury, and I just want you to pay close attention to your body. I think a lot of us have been a bit more stagnant than we are used to being because of the pandemic, because of quarantine. We're living slightly less active lifestyles. So just be very cognizant of where you're at in this process. So to get things started, in light of all that, we're going to start with some basic warm-ups, and we're going to keep this primarily body weight. So I'm turning sideways here, and I'm just doing some leg swings. I'm pointing my toes up, so I'm creating almost like a check mark with my foot, as you can see, as I go forward and back. And this is just loosening up my hips and stretching my hamstring.
Yeah, definitely love this one. The hamstring stretch is huge. You know, it helps alleviate pain in your lower back, your glutes, and I know a lot of people have lower back issues. It's one of the most common injuries among young professionals. A lot of them sitting in offices and do a lot of things where they're sitting down, standing up. Love these hamstring and lower back stretches.
I think you hit the nail on the head in that we're spending a lot more time sitting down and doing things to open up the hips and stretch out the legs is a great way to help prevent lower back injuries. Again, I switched sides already. I'm pointing my left toe up, creating that check mark. Good. Now, I'm going to bring my knee to my chest. I'm going to hold it. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to bring it back. 1, 2, 3. Challenging my balance a bit here. I'm going to switch sides. 1, 2, 3. Again, bringing this left leg back. 1, 2, 3. Let's repeat that 3 more times each side.
Love this. This is great for your balance and core. You know, trying to stabilize. It's good for your core, your balance, and help a lot of things in your daily activities.
That's right. You can see I'm challenging my balance quite a bit right now. I'm all over the balcony.
No, this is definitely a good one. It looks simple, but it has a lot of benefits, you know, especially with the balance aspect.
All right, I'm gonna get one more here. 1, 2, 3. Kind of move my ankle around with it, bringing it back. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, we're going to do 2 more stretches, dynamic stretches, before we get into the bulk of the programming. This is going to be a figure 4. So you can see I have my left ankle resting on top of my right knee, and I'm bending. I don't know if you can see that because of this angle. I'm bending my right knee, and then I'm going to kick it back, activate that glute. So I'm going to stay to this one side. 1, 2, 3. Stretching the glute, then activating the glute. So it almost acts like a pumping mechanism. Stretching the glute, activating the glute. I'm going to get 5 each side. 1, 2, 3. Kick it back. 1, 2, 3. And again, go at your own pace. Don't rush the warm-up. If I'm going too fast for you, just go at your own pace. This is really important, especially if you're trying to get back into physical activity and you've been stagnant for a while. So
yeah, I love this one.
Now I'm
love
switching
this one.
to the right leg.
Piriformis, that glute stretch, activating the glute. Glute activation is huge. Core and glute activation I do before every workout. You know, my time in the NFL, I always performed better whenever you're loose and active. But I learned later on that your body just feels better if you activate your core and your glutes. It's like your body's on switch, no pun intended, with this Optimum Nutrition on workout we're doing here. But it really felt like, in my mind, I was turning my body on with the glute and the core activation.
Good. Now I'm just going to adjust my camera angle so you guys can see me even better.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So now as we dial it up a bit, we're going to get started with a basic body weight squat. So I'm going to descend. My knees translate along the same line. My toes are pointed. Because of the camera angle, you can't see, but my toes are just south of a 45-degree angle. You can read the writing on my shirt as I descend. We're going to get 15 of these. I'm driving through the midfoot as I go up and down, broad-chested. Now, I'm starting body weight, but we're going to get a little more resisted in that we're going to go plyometric.
Yeah. Love me some good squats, squeezing at the top, really working the glutes, the legs.
Yep.
And it's my favorite workout. I always start the week off with a leg day. To me, that's the best and most important workout you can do with overall flexibility, strength, mobility is a good squat leg workout.
That's right. Leg days are going to be your most energy dense with respect to expenditure.
Yep.
So if you're trying to tone and tighten, don't skip a leg day.
Definitely, and it's to me, it's the most difficult day, but I love challenging myself early in the week to get it done, and then you get over that hump, that leg day, and you feel like the rest of it's going to be smooth sailing.
That's right. Now, I'm going to transition from the bodyweight squats to an exercise for shoulder mobility called Scaptions. So I have my hands together, and I'm going to paint a V in front of you, or in front of myself, coming up to a Y like I'm doing the YMCA. So again, my hands are touching here, painting that V, keeping my shoulders locked low, working on what's called scapular humeral rhythm. This is a great exercise for those of you who spend a lot of time sitting and a lot of time hunched over, as it activates the mid-back, your T-spine.
I love this. T-spine is always a huge aspect of just everyday health and wellness and mobility. And once again, being an athlete, we did a lot of T-spine strengthening, mobility, and can't say enough important things about it as far as performance is concerned. Performing your best, do a lot of different T-spine stuff.
Absolutely, and we're going to be sprinkling in T-spine mobility movements throughout this workout.
Love it.
So I'm going to get 2 more Scaptions, then I'm going to transition into something a little bit more aggressive, and we're going to get some jump squats. Now again, if your knees aren't healthy, just go to classic squats. You can always regress a plyometric movement by just doing the non-plyometric version. So if you're doing a jump squat, the regression is just a basic squat. If you're doing like an alternating lunge jump, the regression is just a lunge. So we're going to start with 15 jump squats. So again, I'm dropping down, my knees are translating along the same line, the toes are pointed, and I'm going to use my hands to help get me up. And then just like cursive writing, I'm going right back into my next rep without break. I'm
one of my favorites here.
Get your heart rate up.
A little cardio aspect in these jump squats.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
So did you guys know that 30 minutes of aerobic activity every day is scientifically proven to help improve your mood? So we're not only shaping our bodies, but we are putting our mind in a better place.
Mood, stress, all of that. Workouts have so many benefits, not just aesthetically. It's not just physical, it's mental too. And during this time, we don't have control over a lot of things going on. You do have control in getting yourself a good workout.
That's so spot on. So I'm catching my breath with what's called shoulder abduction. So imagine you're doing a jumping jack without jumping. I'm keeping my shoulders locked low. My chest is big. And I'm touching my thumbs at the top. There you go. Get that in camera. And we're going to get 15 of these. This is your active recovery. Again, more shoulder mobility, working that scapular humeral rhythm. Whew.
Love it. Love it. Getting these 30-minute workouts will really keep you going, keep you mentally and physically sharp. This time where, a lot is out of our control. But to just reiterate, like what I said before, is we do have that ability, even if it's just 30 minutes in the house, do a body weight workout. It helps so much, not just physically, but mentally.
Absolutely. You become more awake, more alert. You get that dopamine rush. You feel happier.
Yep.
More creative. Alrighty. So from shoulder abductions, we're going to go into body weight deadlifts. Now again, this is all body weight movement because we just want to get you back into the groove without injury. The most important aspect when you're ramping into a new program is that you do it gradually and you do it in a way that helps prevent injury. So I'm going to show you from a side angle a body weight deadlift. All right, so I have my hands, they're floating along the front aspect of my leg. The weight is to my heels, my butt is back. and I'm stretching out my hamstrings, loading them, and then squeezing my glutes as I come back up. That's right, my back is straight. Again, weight to my heels. And my abdomen is also engaged.
I love this lift. And the RDLs is really great for stretching the hamstrings, strengthening the glutes, and your lower back. I've had some lower back problems throughout my career. One of the best workouts for the lower back, which may be contrary to what a lot of people believe, but is the RDL.
Yep.
You strengthen it so much and it alleviates so much tension. It's really been unbelievable, and it's helped me get through a lot of back issues. And if you're watching this and you're having lower back issues, you know, make sure to try these. I always do, no matter what I'm doing in my leg days, I do squats and I do RDLs, just because those help your core, your lower back, and it helps me feel great and overall with my, you know, my former injuries in my lower back and my hammies and everything, and it just makes me feel so much better.
You know, and I think you're spot on with saying how this is such a good exercise for lower back health. It strengthens your lower back, and when you have a neutral spine, you do it in a way that won't impinge your spine. So you want to avoid any sort of arching, especially when you're loaded, as you guys do that. You can see how straight Clay's spine is when he descends.
I love how you accentuated the squeeze, the glute squeeze, huge. You're not pulling with your back, it's hips and a squeeze.
That's right. That's right.
Feel it through your hips, a nice squeeze.
That's right. Cool. Now from here, we're going to go into another shoulder mobility movement, and this is very appropriate to follow the deadlift because you're going to do it from the bottom of a deadlift position. It's called a reverse fly. So I'm in the bottom of a deadlift, and I'm going to turn my hands so they're facing forward, my thumbs out.
Yeah.
And from the bottom of a deadlift, I'm going to retract my scapula, and you're going to want to raise your shoulders, but resist that urge. You're going to have an urge to raise the shoulders, resist it, because this is about strengthening the mid-back, not the upper trap. As soon as you start elevating those shoulders, you're going to end up reactivating what's probably already an overactive muscle.
Yep. You're trying to feel this in the lats, correct, Conrad?
Absolutely. Lat, you're going to feel it in the lats, in the middle trap, as opposed to the upper trap, and rhomboids. Abdomen's tight. I'm going to get 5 more of these, and then we're going to transition into a side lunge. That's it. Good. Now, I'm going to change my camera angle just a bit so you guys can see. Alrighty. So I'm going to take a large step to my left, and as I do that, I'm going to send my butt back as opposed to my knees shooting forward. So my butt's back, and I like to describe this movement. It's almost like, in such a way that it's almost like a lateral moving deadlift. So we're getting a lot of hip action movement right now. I'm moving laterally, the weight's to the heel of that left leg, and I'm sending that butt back, activating the lateral aspect of the glute as I drive back to center, okay?
Yeah, I love these as well. It's great for not only the strengthening the glute, but flexibility in your adductors, your groin. I always feel a nice stretch here when I do these. These are a regular part of my workout as well. I just love it because it works so many different things. You're getting some quad in there, you're getting that glute, and you're also working that adductor.
The adductor, right. Yep. I'm going to get 3 more, then I'm going to switch sides. What we do to one side, we need to repeat to the other. Good. I'm going to go to the other side again. Think of a lateral moving deadlift. I'm stepping with this right leg, weights to the heel of this right leg, and my butt's going back. So activating glute medius on that right side, abdomen tight. Now you don't have to take the world's biggest step. You can do these with just very little separation between legs if you're beginning. Again, you just want to make sure you're not overloading yourself if this is a new movement for you or you've been sedentary for a while.
No, absolutely. Big fan of these.
We'll get 12 on this side, and then we're going to go into shoulder extension. I think that is 10, 11, last one. Alrighty. So
nice.
These are fun. Shoulder extensions kind of look like you're skiing a bit. So again, I'm going back down to that deadlift position, and this is what it looks like from the side. It'll be a better vantage point. And I'm extending my shoulder back, retracting my scapula together. So as such, retracting my scapula together, keeping my shoulders locked low, and you'll really feel this in the lats.
Oh yeah, this is a great lat stretch. You know, a lot of people carry a lot of tension in their upper back. You've got desk jobs, you're slumped over, you're sitting for a good portion of your day. This is a really great workout for you.
That's it. We're going to get 12 of these. Let's call that 8, 9, 2 more at 10, and then we're going to go into a curtsy lunge. Good. Alrighty. I'm going to position my camera a little differently so you guys can better see me for this curtsy lunge.
Yeah.
Here we go. So I have it so you can better see my legs for this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unlike a normal back lunge where you would just go straight back, we're going to cross that center line. So we're going to go back, and you can see my right leg on the left side of my body as I cross that center line. Right there.
I feel this a lot in the glute, Conrad.
You're doing it right then. That's it. So, unlike your normal back lunge, the curtsy kind of puts a premium on activating the glute of that front leg. So the glute on my left side, my left glute is getting activated here. We're going to get 8 to 12.
You're not kidding. Feel these. This is great. I typically don't do these, but I'm definitely going to throw this into the regimen. This is one of my new favorites.
Well, I love that I can teach a new exercise, especially to somebody as seasoned as yourself, my man.
Yeah, I love this, man. It's like it targets that glute very well.
Absolutely. And you can see I'm moving my hands almost as if I'm running. So as my right leg goes back, my right hand goes forward. Now I'm going to switch sides, and again I'm going to keep this camera angle so you can see that center line cross. This is the most polite exercise you'll ever see.
Yeah, the curtsy.
And we'll get 12 to this side. Now, if you guys are struggling with this unilateral movement, and unilateral means single leg, you can always go back to just a basic squat or use a TRX band. And that will help assist you and take some of the load off of your legs and divide it to a pull with your upper body. I'm going to get 2 more. And then we're going to go back into leg swings, and we're going to stretch out the front and back sides of the leg.
Love it.
Switch the camera angle a bit so you can see. Alrighty. So again, now I'm loosening up the hips, the hamstring, and I'm pointing my toe up, making that check mark. I do this before every workout, whether I'm lifting weights, doing cardio, whether I'm just working upper body or also getting my lower body.
Love it. We would do these before practices, playing football as well. Had the whole team out there. This is a a proven mobility exercise that works.
Yeah, especially playing football when you guys are running sprints and you're putting a premium on speed. This is a great mobility drill for opening up your stride.
Absolutely. One of my favorites. I don't think there's a strength coach out there that I've played for, trained under, that didn't have these somewhere in the program.
Absolutely. So I'm going to lower the camera angle again because now we're going to do a little mat work. So if you guys have a yoga mat, now would be a great time to bust it out. So we're going to start with a V-up. For the V-up, I have my feet off the ground. My hands can act sort of as a counterbalance if I need a little assistance. Otherwise, you can cross your hands over your chest if you're looking to make it a little more difficult. But let's do the regress movement first. I'm going to extend out, and then I'm going to crunch up. Extend out, crunch up. And what I'm doing with my pelvis here is it's called a posterior pelvic tuck. So I don't have my lower back arched. I have my pelvis slightly tucked so my abdomen is engaged as I do these.
Love it.
Let's get 15 to 20 of these, huh? Again, if you want to make it a little harder, try this. If you want to go even harder, bring it back here. And after this, we're going to go into a plank, but we're going to add a little sauce to this plank. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. So, from a plank position, and you can do this with a broken hand. From a plank position, a low plank position, I'm here. I have my pelvis tucked, so my abdomen's engaged. Now for 15 seconds, I'm going to float my left hand underneath my abdomen, and I have a wide, you can't see it, but my base is wide. So I have about 3 to 4 feet between my right and left foot. So I'm balanced, and I'm doing a single arm plank.
Love it. Planks are one of my favorite workouts, Conrad. I love it because obviously the core, but once again, lower back stability, mobility. This is it's great if you have lower back pain. And overall, probably my favorite core workout to do is planks.
Now I switched hands, and again, I'm bringing this free hand here underneath my abdomen, and I'm keeping my chest facing the ground. So I don't want to be open adjacent to my surroundings. I want to be closed off, and I want my chest pointed at the ground. Again, pelvis tilted, and you're absolutely right in the center with that, Clay, in that planks are great for back health. 3,
unbelievable for back
2,
health.
1, and then I'm going to transition from my single arm planks into a classic bilateral plank. Again, pelvis tilted, abdomen tight. We'll hold this for 30 seconds. And I think there's sometimes a tendency to want to arch the back like this.
Absolutely.
Tuck that butt.
Something
Otherwise,
you'll see
you're harboring pressure in that lower back.
No pun intended.
15
last name.
Would you believe me if I thought about making the joke?
Oh, I would.
Alrighty. I'm on my knees, and from here I'm going to get some cat-cows. Again, we're doing some more shoulder mobility work. So you have scaredy cats, where you're extending your T-spine up and you're stretching the mid-trap. And then you have cows, where you're arching your lower back and retracting your scapula.
Love this. Get some T-spine in there, some spine mobility. This is will stretch out those core muscles we just worked. This is also an everyday thing I do. Cat cows. You can do it when you're sitting at home. You can do it before a workout. You can do it after a workout. It's always good to get some cat cows in.
Yep.
I've heard them called a lot of different names, but the cat cows are our mainstay in my workout routine, and I know a lot of professional athletes love them. Helps them to keep that overall body health.
Let me get a few more of these. getting those T-spine regions mobile and active. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to stay on the ground and we're going to get some hip extensions. So I'm going to start with single leg hip extensions. And as far as body weight exercises goes, this and the Curtsy Lunge are some of the best exercises you can do that work your glutes. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to straighten my right leg. It's gonna remain parallel to my left thigh. I'm going to put my hands either here or here, and I'm going to drive through that left heel as I extend my hips up. 1, 2, 3. Come back down. We'll get 8 to 12 of these. 1, 2, 3. Back down.
Love this one too, Conrad. One of the best glute workouts out there. I like to throw some weight on there if you can get in the gym. If not, these work just as well. And literally, probably the best for targeting. If you're just strictly wanting to target your glutes, this might be the best workout you can do.
That's absolutely right. My fiance does these. She'll put a dumbbell right here on her hips.
Yep.
And add resistance.
Yep.
2 more. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll switch sides. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm planting my right leg. I'm going to extend my left out. Again, driving through the heel of that right leg, bringing my hips up, activating primarily this right glute. Come back down after a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Now again, just like all these movements, there's regressions to them. So if this is too challenging, you can drop this left leg and do a bilateral hip extension, also known as a glute bridge.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. And when I go bilateral, what I do is I slightly splay my knees out as to better activate the lateral glute.
Perfect.
Again, driving through the heels, hips up, hold 2, 3. We'll get 8 to 12 of these. And then we're going to go back to a stand and get some more knee hugs and mobility. Some more mobility work. Yep. One
Can't
more.
do enough of that.
Especially when you're transitioning back into movement from being stagnant for a while. You don't want to go and throw your 1 rep max weight on there. You want to slowly and gradually transition back into a weighted resisted routine. And that goes for extremely active people or people who have a history of being more sedentary. Whatever the case is, if you've been inactive for a while, slowly ramp up your process. You lose it a lot faster than you gain it. So we're going to go into the knee hugs. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back to a quad stretch. 1, 2, 3. My 3 count pretty quick because I was losing my balance.
Yep. And guys, I love this. I love this workout, and I'm really happy to be able to be here with Conrad, guys. And I love this whole Better Than Before campaign that Optimum Nutrition's doing. Whether you're trying to get back in your routine or whether you're just starting a routine, you realize that you need to be better with your fitness. This time has given us a lot of time to reflect on a lot of things. And one of the things I've reflected on, obviously, is my health and wellness. And, through quarantine, it hasn't been up to my standard and as good as I've been. But, right now I am focused on becoming better than I was before and using this time now to grow and improve.
Yep. You're right in the center with that, man. And I think we can let circumstances dictate our well-being or the things we do, or we can just make the decision to move forward and be better than from where we started.
Absolutely.
I love the idea of not letting adversity define who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. I think
now I'm getting figure 4s to kick back.
Yep.
Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I think this is a great time to build mental strength. If you can hold yourself accountable during this time, I think you proved yourself that you can really, do anything in any situation.
So now I'm moving to shoulder circles. our arm circles, and I'm going from very tight to very wide, back to very tight again. So we're going to go forward, do this a few times, and now we're going backwards. So now that we're kind of cooling down, it's important to think nutrition.
Absolutely.
So after a heavy workout, you want to replenish. You know, as much as I love working out and resistance, what's actually getting you stronger is the recovery.
The recovery.
So you want to think about, what are you consuming? After exercise, I like to go with whey protein. Whey it gets absorbed much easier by the body post-workout. And I couldn't recommend a better post-workout supplement than the gold standard whey by Optimum Nutrition.
Love the gold standard whey. Every workout, before every workout, I fill up my shaker bottle with my creatine and my protein and some of my collagen. Optimum has great supplements. All of those, I use Optimum Nutrition, my favorite supplement company. When I was playing football, I used Optimum. A lot of top athletes use Optimum, and like you said before, it's so important. Right after your workout, I do creatine. Helps me with recovery because I'm training. I'm trying to lift some heavy weights now. Still, being 34 years old, the recovery with the protein, the creatine, and the collagen from Optimum has been incredible for me, and it's helped me to really maximize my workout. Why would you not want to maximize this hard work that you just put in? So you go out there and you maximize that by getting your protein and your creatine in shortly after your workout too, right, Conrad? Don't you want to do it close to when you finish, right?
Yeah, I believe peak absorption is up to like 2 hours after you work out. Yeah. So I like to work out, and if I don't have my protein shaker with me at the gym, I go home, the first thing I do is I take some glutamine and I take some whey protein, and I want to do that. You want to try and get that within an hour to 2 hours after your workout. Now, as I cool down, I'm going cross body with my arm. I'm stretching my rear delt, and I'm throwing in a little bit more shoulder mobility. Now, we're talking a lot about post-workout, but I think we didn't address pre-workout at all. And I am such a big believer in taking amino acids and caffeine before a workout. So if you're healthy enough, if you have a healthy heart and your blood pressure is at a healthy level, I recommend the Amino Energy. It has all the amino acids and caffeine to get you fired up. I tell all of my clients, if you're not taking caffeine and amino acids pre-workout, you're leaving opportunity on the table. Why not put yourself in the best position possible to succeed? Just use every tool in your toolbox. Take a pre-workout, take a post-workout protein shake.
That amino energy is great.
Behind.
I know they got some B vitamins in there. They got the aminos and they got the caffeine. 100 grams, like a cup of coffee. You got the aminos to just keep your energy levels up throughout the workout and after, before, during. And it's great to take, even if I'm not working out and I'm doing some work. I'm on the computer during the day. I'll take some amino energy. And I just feel rejuvenated, feel refreshed, and it keeps me going.
Yeah, I co-sign that. I tend to lean more towards the amino energy than regular coffee. If you love coffee, great. Don't stop drinking it. But why not have something that also helps you build lean muscle, which will in turn help you build your metabolism. Now, I'm holding a quad stretch right now, and you'll notice I'm holding it a bit longer than we did prior to the workout routine. And that's because you want to save static stretching for after the workout, as static stretching tends to deactivate the muscles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to get this right leg one more time.
As far as static stretching, Conrad, would you recommend if you're going to stretch, not just going into a stretch cold, maybe do 10 minutes of jump ropes or do some form of physical fitness before your stretch to warm up your muscles, correct?
100%. I think it's a great idea to get the blood pumping, to get the blood flowing, whether you're doing some just very low impact jogging, some jumping jacks. You know, we did leg swings, we did knee hugs. It was all very dynamic, and it kind of gets the heart rate up a bit and kind of pumps blood to these extremities, as opposed to just going cold into a static stretch, which isn't fantastic for your your muscles, if you're saying it phonetically.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. So this is our post-workout cool down. I think just like it's a very vital part of injury prevention, starting with dynamic warm-ups and stretching, it's good to end with static stretching and a cool down plus recovery. Awesome, guys.
Absolutely.
So really appreciate you guys taking the time to tune into this workout. We are so excited to do this Better Than Before campaign, and we really we want to embrace this time as just a point in time where you can improve your personal fitness, work towards those fitness goals, even doing it in spite of the adversities and challenges we're facing. I know, as Clay said earlier, there are a lot of gyms that are still closed, but that doesn't mean that your fitness routine has to shut down with them. You can do bodyweight exercises at home. You can focus on your nutrition. Tune in to the Optimum Nutrition's Better Than Before week. We have events throughout the week, and our whole goal is to just make sure that we're adding value and helping you start in a place or end in a place better than you're starting.
Absolutely, guys. And a couple things I'd like to say is just, it's a good time to take control of your health and fitness. This time is, we might have a little extra time at home, but that doesn't mean you can't go on a run. You can't do some home workouts. I know Conrad's got some great workouts on his page that you can do right from home. Optimum Nutrition has some great on their page. Mine as well. Compete. You don't have to compete against anybody. Compete against yourself. Be better than that you were yesterday. That's the whole thing with Better Than Before. Coming up, being a professional athlete, playing sports, always compete against myself. I saw myself on film. I work to get better. It's the same thing here. Look who you were yesterday. Maybe you missed that workout today. Get that workout in. Maybe you did 15 minutes yesterday, and today you want to do 20. Keep getting better. You want to be better than you were before. Like Conrad said, the health and nutrition is such a huge aspect of your work. To take our protein shakes. I know we have a lot of recipes. Optimum has some great recipes you can use to put your whey protein in some pancakes. I know there's a couple of good pancake recipes out there, and I'm looking forward to watching the 6 p.m. session on Karina from Karina's Kitchen. I'm excited to see some good recipes. She's going to talk about health, wellness, and where diet really fits into her health and wellness and in her regimen. So I'm looking forward to watching that as well at 6 p.m. to continue the Better Than Before. Let's get some better recipes. Let's figure out how to work some lean protein, 100% whey protein into our diet.
Amen, brother. So check us out all week here on Optimum Nutrition's Instagram page. Also, you can check me out on Conrad at Conrad Lewis. I'll have another event this Thursday, and just give me a follow if you're looking for bodyweight exercises to help keep your quarantine routine fresh.
Guys, I just gave him a follow. Man, he's got some good stuff.
Appreciate it, Clay.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Conrad.